The waters surrounding Yonaguni Island off the southwest coast of Japan are difficult to reach and even more difficult to dive. But the sapphire blue salt water of the East China Sea holds a bounty of natural wonders for those who come here. This undersea world has rarely been seen by people outside the tiny Japanese diving community that claims this part of the ocean for their own. In 1987, scuba instructor Kihachiro Aratake sets out to find ways to attract more divers to Yonaguni.
Nature amazes me. I see the fish and the many forms of sea life change here every day. So we were exploring diving points to use the ocean to attract tourists.
Kihachiro Aratake is looking for the breeding grounds of hammerhead sharks that populate the ocean here. He believes that the opportunity for divers to see these unique creatures close up will be his key to riches. But what Aratake discovers instead is even more unique, even more spectacular than anything he could have possibly imagined.
When I first saw it, I had goosebumps and felt strange, wondering why something like this exists underwater.
To Aratake, the stone megaliths he discovers look like the remnants of an ancient ceremonial structure.
When I saw this for the first time, it definitely looked like ruins. So I named it Iseki Point, Ruins Point.
Iseki Point is located in 80 feet of water, less than a half-mile off the coast of Yonaguni Island. Part of Japan's southernmost Ryukyu island chain, Yonaguni is a tiny jewel of an island, Japan's westernmost scrap of land, barely 100 miles east of Taiwan. Just 6 miles long and 2 miles wide, you can drive around the perimeter of Yonaguni in less than 40 minutes. But what the island lacks in size, Aratake hopes to make up for in what he feels is the historical importance of his discovery.
When I saw it for the first time, I had a strong impression of the pyramids, and I felt like I was in Egypt. It is a great mystery that there is such large object near such a small island.
Masaaki Kimura is a professor of physical sciences at the University of the Ryukyus in Okinawa, Japan. In 1992, he is the first scientist to explore and measure the underwater phenomenon.
This one is the body, yes. Okay.
The main structure is over 500 feet long, almost the length of 2 football fields, and taller than an 8-story building. To Kimura and his team, this is more than a collection of interesting rocks.
Our studies show proof that the monument is not artificial, but is man-made.
But Kimura's studies, published in Japanese and circulated only within his own academic community, fail to reach the West. Photographs are circulated on the World Wide Web, where they attract the attention of Western divers. Among the first on the scene are husband and wife team Gary and Cecilia Hagland, underwater photographers who have made more than 9,000 dives around the world.
The first time that we dove on the monument, it just seemed like I was in some sort of a science fiction movie, flying across some city, this massive, massive city. And when I got back up on the boat, I had no words to describe it.
Iseki Point is kind of a magical place to dive. There are times where, because of the difficulty, you're really in survival mode, but there are times when the conditions abate just enough where you can just stand back and look and watch the monument and imagine what or who might have created this.
There's no doubt in my mind that this is man-made. There's just absolutely no way that this could just happen to be here.
Their photos are seen by Boston University geologist Dr. Robert Schoch, who has done pioneering work on the dating of the Sphinx in Egypt.
I hear a lot of, should we say, rumors, and people tell me things about stupendous finds that turn out not to be true, et cetera, et cetera. So I just dismissed it as one more thing like that. When I first heard about it, then I saw photographs of it, and the photographs really looked fascinating.
The photographs of the monument also impress Graham Hancock, a former correspondent for The Economist and author of a series of books on Earth's oldest known structures. Hancock immediately takes a crash course in scuba diving so he can see the monument for himself.
My first impressions when I first saw the main underwater structure at Yonaguni were of complete awe. To see very clean, almost right-angled, sharp edges, to see every